Finally, after 2 years, Gotham Knights is back. We got 13 minutes of brand new gameplay of Red Hood and Nightwing. If you remember the last time we saw Gotham Knights, it wasn't received well. Many were turned off because of the overused RPG mechanics, and some were excited. Me, I'm in the middle. It definitely looks fun, and it can be executed right if they do the right things. But after this gameplay, WB Montreal has not left me confident in this. Yo, what's good? You already know I'm KenWal, and we finally got some new gameplay for Gotham Knights. Finally! You know, WB Montreal hasn't released a game since 2013. That's the year Lance Armstrong admitted doping in front of Oprah. Vine was a thing, and Candy Crush hooked all our aunties and grandparents. With all due respect, screw you, auntie. Thanks to you, now we got a bunch of AAA games trying to replicate that model. Seriously, overall the gameplay was good, but it triggered my Marvel's Avengers PTSD. We got a bunch of cool new details, like Red Hood could somehow harness energy? I'm just as confused as the rest. We saw new activities like crime events, but sadly, this game is still in jeopardy of having the same fate as Marvel's Avengers. Gotham Knights is now a current gen exclusive, which means it is no longer coming out for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Sorry for those people who can't get their hands on a console, but this is great news, especially when it comes to performance and load times. The best thing about this gameplay trailer was we saw what the moment-to-moment gameplay was going to be like, which is the most important thing. We saw Red Hood and Nightwing do an activity called crime events. The Belfry was shown off, which is basically Gotham Knights' version of the Batcave, where you see team members, including your boy Alfred, plotting, training, and gearing up. This by far was my favorite part of the trailer, because first you saw them outside of their suits in some nice drip, and we saw a brand new cinematic with Dick and Jason Todd. If we get more gameplay and cinematic moments like this, then I definitely think this game will be good. They then showed off the map, which is surprisingly really big, hence why they added fast travel. At the Belfry, there will be a workbench players will use for upgrades. Whew, it's getting hot in here. Players will need to use blueprints and crafting materials to create different suits with different appearances with mod chips and stats. Oh god. Whew. This game is giving me Marvel's Avengers PTSD. Again, I'm not gonna write this game off yet because it has things it does better than Avengers, but I am going to constructively criticize it now. The AI act like the goons from The Dark Knight Rises. I absolutely hate AI that are unresponsive, especially in games like this. In the first gameplay trailer, they looked awful, but they got a pass since it was early footage. But now, this looks bad. They did say there were difficulty options, but that still doesn't mean they should just be standing around and watching their buddies get beat up the whole time. Throughout this entire gameplay, we only saw one new enemy type. Overall, the enemy interactions didn't seem fun and worse, generic. So I'm probably gonna assume the future enemy types that we do get introduced to are gonna be the same. What I found most alarming about this game is the team interactions mid-gameplay. In Avengers, during gameplay, they didn't talk with each other. They were just spouting stupid one-liners. And when they did, it would be over comms, making them seem less like a team. This is the Bat Family, for God's sakes. These aren't just random characters teaming up without a history. They have all been through some shit because of what Batman put them through, and they're all replacements for each other. It will be a big disservice if this game does not have in-game dialogue that gives us insight on their character, relationships, and history. If Overwatch can do this a minute before the game starts, WB Montreal can do this. I just don't get why Gotham Knights is repeating the same things Avengers did. This game should look much better, especially knowing that WB Montreal hasn't released a game since the 360 PlayStation 3 era. I'm not talking graphics either. I get why games are getting expensive, but this is the problem with a lot of the games today. They're too scared to take risks. This game should have had solo missions that can still be played with co-op and missions that force co-op. So if you got a friend, you have to play it with a friend, or they would have matchmaking. When co-op is designed from the ground up, you can have better gameplay moments where you have to work together to figure something out, which usually involves different mechanics. I love the Destiny 1 raids because of that. If you did this, you can have what I said earlier, where the characters are talking with each other. The gameplay ends with a mission that doesn't bring anything new to the table. The stealth looks very lackluster and typical. Then we get more of the same. I get why so many people are not excited about this game. Again, WB Montreal hasn't come out with a game in close to a decade, and this is what they're coming with? Clunky movement and animations, lackluster stealth, and boring AI enemies. The IP can only carry you so far. If the game ain't fun, no one is going to stick around for a long time. Again, I'm not gonna write this game off, but it's alarming. They nailed the suits. The world looks really good. I like how there are civilians cheering them on, but this just ain't cutting it. Hogwarts Legacy blew a lot of people away. I was hoping the same thing for Gotham Knights, but
I guess not.
I was always more excited for Suicide Squad, but Gotham Knights to me was a game that was either going to be exactly what we expected or surpass expectations. We will see October 25th. In conclusion, what do you want them to fix? As always, you already know I'm KenWal. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon.